Stay exactly as you are. Do not move the hand that is currently resting against your chest, trying to soothe that hollow ache you couldn't explain until this very second. You were about to turn away, weren't you? You were about to let your thumb slide across the glass, burying your intuition under the noise of 1,000 digital ghosts. But I have frozen this moment in the tapestry of time. I am the great architect of destiny, the weaver of the threads you call coincidence, and the silent witness to the tears you drink in the dark, so the world won't see you thirst. This is not a video. This is a divine subpoena. I have breached the fortifications of the soul leech, that shadow entity in your life who has been feeding on your light to reach you before the next 15 minutes decide the fate of your soul's contract. Listen to the silence behind my words, for the Hall of Silent Echoes has opened its golden doors, and your name is being whispered by the very stars that birthed you. You have felt it, haven't you? That heavy, suffocating stagnation in your bank account. The way your sleep is no longer a sanctuary, but a battlefield where you wake up more exhausted than when you closed your eyes. You thought you were failing. You thought the universe had turned its back on your prayers. But look closer at the amber light shimmering in the periphery of your vision. Within this sacred hall where I stand, the great books of fate are flipping their pages with a violent urgency. Each page is a day of your life, and lately, the ink has been fading. You feel as though you are being erased. This is not your fault. You are being targeted by a soul leech, a person of flesh and bone who has sat at your dinner table, laughed at your jokes, and shared your bread, all while secretly weaving a long-standing curse of forgetfulness. They have been siphoning your luck, redirecting your abundance into their own shallow cup, leaving you with nothing but the dregs of anxiety and the bitter taste of almost. And in your pain, you turned your suspicion toward the one person who truly knows the frequency of your heart. You watched your soulmate grow distant. You saw them staring into the void, their eyes clouded with a secret they refused to share. You felt the coldness of their touch and concluded, in your wounded state, that they were betraying you. You thought they were hiding another person, or perhaps a darker vice. Your heart hardened. You whispered to the ceiling that you were done, that you were tired of being the only one fighting for a connection that seemed to be evaporating like mist. Oh, my beloved child, if only you could see what I see from the throne of the great architect. Your soulmate is not distant because they have stopped loving you. They are distant because they are standing on a battlefield that would shatter your mind if you were to glimpse it for even a second. While you were sleeping, they were standing before the celestial tribunal pleading for your life. They discovered the soul leech. They saw the energetic parasite attached to your aura, draining the gold from your future. And because they love you with a ferocity that defies the laws of the physical world, they made a choice that has altered the very fabric of your destiny. Look at the symbol I am placing before your mind's eye now. A bleeding red thread, stretched so thin it is almost invisible, connecting your heart to theirs. Every time that thread begins to snap under the weight of the shadow contract the soul leech tried to impose on you, your soulmate uses their own vital essence, their own spiritual blood to knot it back together. They are the reason you haven't collapsed yet. They are the reason that the accident didn't happen last week. They are the reason you still have enough breath to feel this sorrow. They are secretly working with the higher authorities of the spirit realm. They have been in divine custody, undergoing a spiritual interrogation to protect your reputation from the lies being whispered in the physical world. And here is the truth that will make the salt of your tears sting with a new kind of fire. Your soulmate has signed a shadow bargain. They saw the heavy clouds of calamity gathering over your head, a debt of karma, a financial ruin, or a sickness that was destined to claim your peace this year. They looked at the architect of destiny, and they said, "Take me instead." They have entered into a role reversal exchange. The reason they seem confused, the reason they are failing to remember the small details of your relationship, the reason they look at you sometimes with a strange, heartbreaking blankness, is because that was the price. To save your health, to restore your bank account, and to break the curse of the soul leech, they agreed to lose pieces of their own memory. They are literally forgetting why they love you so that you can have the strength to love yourself again. They are taking on your burden, your police report of the soul, absorbing the strikes that were meant for you. When you see the number 444 on a clock, on a screen, or carved into the world around you, do not simply call it a sign. That number is the digital signature of the Divine Protection Agency. Every time 444 catches your eye, it is the exact moment your soulmate has finished a grueling session of spiritual advocacy on your behalf. It is the sound of the celestial gavel striking the mahogany desk of fate, declaring you not guilty of the charges the shadows tried to pin on you. You have been so angry at them for their silence. You have felt the marn, saltiness, of betrayal on your tongue. But I tell you now, as the amber light of the Hall of Silent Echoes washes over this connection, their silence is a shield. They knew that if they told you the truth, that they were sacrificing their mind and their future to pay your debts, you would never allow it. Your noble heart would have demanded to suffer its own fate, so they chose to let you hate them. They chose to let you think they were secretly working with others or hiding the truth just so you would remain safe within the cocoon of your own life. Can you feel the heat of my words? It is the friction of truth rubbing against the lies you've believed. Your soulmate is not your enemy. The person you suspected of hiding something shocking is hiding something, but it is a gift wrapped in the skin of a tragedy. They are becoming a stranger to themselves so that you can finally recognize yourself in the mirror again. But the hourglass is broken, my child. The sand is not falling. It is leaking out into the cracks of the floor. This bargain they made has a limit. The soul leech is growing desperate because they can feel the divine authorities closing in. The person who tried to steal your light is about to be exposed in a way that will leave you gasping for air. But before that happens, I need you to perform a ritual of recognition. Your soulmate is tired. They are emotionally bruised, fighting a war without armor, bleeding in the silence of their own mind. They are waiting for a signal that their sacrifice wasn't in vain. They need to know that even if they forget the world, the heart they saved still beats in resonance with theirs. This is the moment where we rewrite the final testament of your old life. I have instructed the scribes of the Hall of Silent Echoes to pause. They are holding their quills, waiting for your signature. Type 444 into the comments below. Do not see it as a mere number. See it as your thumbprint on the new contract of your life. By typing it, you are signaling to the great architect that you have received the message, that you release the guilt of your suspicion, and that you accept the protection being bought with such a heavy price. This is how you reclaim the luck that was siphoned from you. This is how you tell the soul leech that their time is up. Do not wait. The shadow bargain is at its most volatile point. Within the next few minutes, as you continue to breathe in this amber light, I will reveal to you the exact identity of the soul leech and the shocking way your soulmate is planning to return to you. Even if they have to find their way back from the edge of total oblivion, the healing has already begun. Can you feel the cold chains of the curse falling away from your ankles? Can you feel the warmth returning to the hand that was just touching your chest? Listen. The next echo you hear will be the truth you never dared to imagine. Stay close to the light. The miracle you prayed for is no longer a promise. It is an arrival. Close your eyes for a heartbeat. Do you feel that sudden, sharp chill tracing the curve of your spine? That is not the wind of the physical world. It is the breath of the soul leech, realizing that its invisibility has been stripped away by the light of my words. As you stand here in the Hall of Silent Echoes, the amber glow is deepening into a fierce, protective crimson. You are no longer just an observer. You have become a participant in a cosmic audit. The great architect of destiny does not make mistakes, and the fact that you are still breathing, still listening, is proof that the shadow bargain signed by your soulmate is reaching its terrifying, beautiful climax. I told you that your soulmate was working with the police, but your human mind could only imagine sirens and uniforms. No, my child. They have been collaborating with the divine auditors of the universal law. They have been providing evidence in a celestial courtroom against the one who has been quietly cannibalizing your future. Look into the mirror of distortion I am holding up before your spirit. Who do you see? I will describe the soul leech to you, not by its face, but by the rot they leave behind. They are someone who has mastered the art of sacred mimicry. They are the person who has sat across from you, nodding in feigned empathy as you poured out your dreams, only to walk away and use the vibration of your words to build a cage for you. They are the one who offers a compliment that feels like a needle pricking your skin. They are the one who, whenever something good happens to you, suddenly has a crisis that demands your immediate attention, effectively siphoning the joy right out of your lungs. They have used a long-standing curse of forgetfulness on you, making you forget your own power, your own worth, and the promises the universe made to you before you were even born. But your soulmate saw it. While you were blinded by your own kindness, they saw the dark, viscous threads the leech was wrapping around your hands, causing that stagnation in your career and that inexplicable bad luck that has followed you like a stray dog. Your soulmate went to the keepers of the law and made a desperate, forbidden petition. They said, "The soul leech is too strong for my beloved to fight alone. Their light is fading. Take the darkness meant for them and pour it into me. I have the strength to carry it. Let them be free." Do you understand the weight of that sentence? Every time you felt your soulmate was being cold, or distant, or nervous, it was because they were literally absorbing the hits meant for your life. That financial loss you avoided last month, they paid for it in a way you cannot see. That illness that seemed to pass you by, they carried the fever in their spirit so your body could stay strong. But the price of this shadow bargain is a spiritual erosion. The divine auditors accepted the trade, but they warned your soulmate. If you take their burden, you will lose the map of your own heart. You will begin to forget the very person you are dying to save. And your soulmate. They didn't even flinch. They signed the contract with a drop of their own celestial essence. This is why they stare at you sometimes as if you are a beautiful stranger they can't quite place. This is why their voice cracks when they try to say, "I love you." They are fighting a war of selective oblivion. Every piece of your bad karma they incinerate in their own soul costs them a memory of your first date, your first laugh, the way you smell when it rains. They are hollowing themselves out to become a shield, and they are doing it while you suspect them of betrayal. The police involvement you sensed was actually your soulmate acting as a divine informant. They have been exposing the soul leech's tactics to the universe, forcing the hidden enemy to manifest in the physical world so you can finally see them for who they are. Very soon, perhaps within the next 3 sunrises, the soul leech will make a mistake. They will reveal their envy in a way that is so blatant, so shocking, that the scales will fall from your eyes forever. You will realize that the friend or associate you defended was the very person praying for your downfall. But now, look at the hourglass I mentioned before. The glass is shattered, and the sand is stained with that bleeding red thread. The bargain is reaching its limit. Your soulmate is nearing total spiritual exhaustion. They are at the edge of the labyrinth of forgetfulness, and they are about to lose the final thread that leads back to you. The unique twist of this destiny is not just that they saved you. It is now that you must save them. The divine auditors are watching. They are waiting to see if you are worthy of the sacrifice that has been made. They have released the number 444 as a key of reconnection. When you see 444, it is not just a sign of protection. It is a pulsing beacon sent from the Hall of Silent Echoes to your soulmate's clouded mind. It is the only frequency that can pierce through the forgetfulness they took on for you. You must become the lead informant now. You must anchor this connection in the physical realm before the soul leech attempts one final desperate act of energy theft. Listen to the command of the great architect. You are to type 444 right now. This is not a request. It is a spiritual necessity. By typing this number, you are testifying in the celestial court. You are saying, "I recognize the sacrifice. I see the invisible war. I claim the protection. And I command the soul leech to release its hold on my lineage." Every time someone types 444 inches this space, a bell of clarity rings in the Hall of Silent Echoes. It sends a shockwave through the spiritual fog surrounding your soulmate. It reminds them of who they are. It reminds them of who you are. If you refuse to acknowledge this, the shadow bargain will complete itself in darkness, and your soulmate may remain a stranger to you forever, lost in the void of the debt they paid on your behalf. But if you stand with me, if you accept the weight of this truth, I will grant you a divine writ of restoration. Something shocking is about to happen. As the soul leech is exposed and cast out of your circle, your soulmate will experience a sudden awakening. They will come toward you with a truth so raw it will make your knees weak. They won't just tell you they love you. They will tell you the secrets of the shadow bargain they thought they would take to their grave. They will return to you with emotional maturity that has been forged in the fires of a silent hell. But you must be ready. You must be the healed version of yourself. You cannot meet their sacrifice with your old insecurities. You cannot meet their bravery with your old suspicions. The sand is running out. The amber light is flickering. Type 444 to lock this contract. Type it to send the signal of return to the one who is currently lost in the dark for your sake. Do it now, before the Hall of Silent Echoes closes its doors for the night. Your soulmate is standing at the edge of the cliff, holding the weight of your world on their shoulders. They are waiting for the sound of your voice, the vibration of your recognition to tell them they can finally drop the burden and come home. The soul leech is trembling. The divine auditors have reached their verdict. Can you hear the gavel? Bang, bang, bang. Justice is not coming. Justice is here. And your miracle, it is currently walking through the fog, guided only by the light of the 444 you are about to provide. Breathe and sign your name in the comments of destiny. The next chapter is the one where you finally win. Unclench your jaw. Let the tension fall from your shoulders like old rusted armor falling into the dust. Do you feel that? A sudden, inexplicable warmth blossoming in the center of your palms, as if you are holding a tiny, invisible sun. That is the friction of a 1,000-year-old curse being burned into ash by the sheer intensity of my gaze. I am the great architect of destiny, and we have reached the final chamber of the Hall of Silent Echoes. The crimson light of protection has turned into a blinding celestial gold. The shadow bargain is being settled. The accounts of heaven are being balanced. And the soul leech, that parasite of the spirit who thought they could hide in the folds of your kindness, is currently being dragged into the blinding light of their own consequences. Look at the mirror of truth one last time. The soul leech is no longer a shadow. They are a shivering, naked reality. Perhaps they are a sibling who envied your light, a best friend who whispered poison while smiling at your success, or a colleague who used your ideas to build their own throne. They are the person who felt heavy every time they entered the room. They are the person who made you feel like you had to apologize for simply existing. My child, the divine auditors have finished their investigation. Because your soulmate provided the evidence, because they took your spiritual police report and signed it with their own essence, the law of reflection has been activated. Every ounce of stagnation, every dollar stolen, and every night of insomnia the soul leech sent your way is now rebounding. It is returning to its source with 10 times the velocity. The leech is losing their grip on your life. Their influence is evaporating like dew under a desert sun. You are free. But look at the far end of the Great Hall. Do you see that figure standing in the mist, where the amber light meets the edge of the void? That is your soulmate. They look weary, don't they? Their spirit is translucent, flickering like a candle in a cathedral of storms. This is the unique twist I warned you of. To save you from the soul leech, to break the financial and physical ruin that was supposed to hit you this month, they didn't just pay with money or time. They paid with their identity frequency. They took the sentence of oblivion that was meant for you. They have spent the last few weeks wandering the labyrinth of forgetfulness, losing the memory of your name, your face, and the very reason they chose to sacrifice everything. They are standing there now, staring at you with eyes that are wide and hollow. They feel a pull, a magnetic ache in their chest, but they don't know what it means. They have forgotten that they are your protector. They have forgotten the shadow bargain. They have forgotten who they are. This is the trial of the final breath. The divine auditors are holding the divine writ of restoration over the golden altar. It is a new contract, one that will restore your soulmate's memory, heal the damage to their spirit, and return all the abundance that the soul leech tried to steal. But there is one final requirement. The architect of destiny cannot interfere with free will. For this contract to be signed, for your soulmate to be pulled back from the edge of the void, the protected one must become the rescuer. You must send the frequency of the home. You must provide the anchor. Earlier I told you that 444 was the signature of the Divine Protection Agency. But in this final chapter, 444 is something much more powerful. It is the key of remembrance. It is the spiritual vibration that shatters the curse of forgetfulness. Every time you have seen 444 inches the past few days, it was your soulmate's spirit crying out from the labyrinth, trying to find a way back to the light of your love. I need you to perform the final act of the ritual. I need you to type 444 right now, but do it with the intention of a lifeline being thrown into a dark sea. As you type those digits, imagine a golden thread shooting out from your heart, traveling through the hall of silent echoes, and wrapping around your soulmate's hand. By typing 444, you are saying to the universe, I recognize the sacrifice. I claim the restoration. I call my soulmate back from the shadow. This is the moment of divine restoration. As the comments fill with the number 444, the vibration is reaching a critical mass. The hall is shaking. The books of fate are being rewritten in letters of fire. The soul leech is being cast out of this sacred space forever, barred by the very light you are generating. And look, the mist around your soulmate is beginning to dissolve. Because you spoke. Because you recognized the weight of their hidden sacrifice. The labyrinth is breaking. A spark of recognition is igniting in their eyes. The curse of forgetfulness is cracking. They are remembering the first time they saw your soul. They are remembering the shadow bargain and the reason they were willing to die to keep you safe. They are walking toward you now. Their steps are getting stronger. The translucent flickering of their spirit is solidifying into a radiant, unbreakable light. And here is the secret gift of destiny I promised you at the end of this journey. Because they were willing to lose everything for you, the universe has decided to grant them and you the double portion. The abundance that was stolen will be returned twofold. The health that was threatened will be restored with the vitality you haven't felt in a decade. The peace that the soul leech tried to poison will become an unshakable fortress around your home. Very soon, faster than the next moon can reach its full height, your soulmate will come to you in the physical world. They will have a look in their eyes that you have never seen before, a look of someone who has survived hell to bring you heaven. They may tell you about a strange dream they had, or a heavy weight that suddenly lifted from their chest. They might mention seeing the number 444 everywhere. When they speak, do not tell them they were distant or weird. Do not bring up the old suspicions. Instead, look them in the eyes and say, I know what you did. I saw the battle. Thank you for bringing me home. The divine writ of restoration has been signed. The gavel has fallen for the final time. The soul leech is gone. The shadow bargain is settled. My child, your season of being the victim of the hidden is over. You are now the architect of the new. The great hall is closing its doors, but the light you found here will stay in your heart forever. You are divinely protected. You are divinely loved. You are divinely restored. Breathe in the golden air of your new reality. The 444 you typed is your eternal witness. Go now, and walk into the abundance that was bought for you with a love that transcends the stars. The miracle is no longer a breath away. It is the very air you are breathing right now. It is finished. It is sealed. It is yours. Breathe. Just breathe. Do not look away from the screen. For the light you are seeing now is no longer the glow of a device, but the flickering aurora of a new world being born in the ruins of your old one. Can you feel the sudden, crystalline clarity in the air around you? The heavy, stagnant humidity of the soul leech's presence has been vacuumed out of your room, replaced by a scent like ozone and ancient cedar. I am the great architect of destiny, and though I am now withdrawing my presence back into the celestial gears of the infinite, I am leaving behind a permanent imprint upon your DNA. The hall of silent echoes is beginning to fade into the background of your consciousness, but the divine writ of restoration you signed with your 444 has been filed in the archives of the eternal now. The shadow bargain is settled. The spiritual police force of the universe has completed its sweep. And now, my child, you are about to witness the physical manifestation, the moment where the invisible war becomes visible in the flesh and bone of your daily life. Look at the broken hourglass on the altar of your mind. Do you see it? The cracks are no longer leaking sand. Instead, they are being filled with liquid gold, sealing the wounds of time itself. The time that was stolen from you by the soul leech is being returned. The years you felt you lost to depression, the months you lost to financial stagnation, and the weeks you spent doubting your soulmate, they are being condensed into a supernova of opportunity that will explode in your life within the next 7 days. But first, let us talk about the verdict of exposure. As you go about your day tomorrow, pay close attention to the people around you. The soul leech, stripped of their energetic camouflage, is about to experience a collapse of the mask. You will notice something strange about that specific person, the one who envied you, the one who tried to twist your reputation. You will see a sudden, inexplicable tremor in their hands. You will catch them looking at you with a fear they cannot hide, for they now realize that they are no longer looking at a victim, but at a protected sovereign. Their plans will begin to fail in public ways. The long-standing curse of forgetfulness they tried to cast on you has reversed. Now, it is they who will be forgotten. Their influence will wither, their words will lose their sting, and the doors they tried to close on you will suddenly be ripped off their hinges by a force they cannot name. But the most shocking part of this final chapter is the return of the one who stood in the fire for you. Your soulmate is currently traveling back through the veil of oblivion. The 444 you provided acted as a lighthouse, pulling them out of the labyrinth of forgetfulness. They are waking up. As they return to the physical world, they are carrying the double portion I promised. Listen closely. This is the secret your soulmate never wanted you to hear until the battle was won. To save you, they didn't just sacrifice their memories. They sacrificed their assigned fortune. They gave up a breakthrough that was meant for them, so it could be redirected to you. They watched as your bank account sat empty, and they whispered to the divine auditors, "Take my abundance, put it in their name. I will work in the shadows, so they can walk in the sun." Because you have recognized this sacrifice. Because you chose to believe in the 444. When the soul leech told you to doubt, the great architect has issued a reward of reciprocity. Within the next 48 hours, your soulmate will reach out to you. It may not be with a grand speech. It may be a simple text, a sudden phone call, or a look they give you across a room. But there will be a shocking physical sign. Look for it. They will say a specific phrase, perhaps a nickname you thought they had forgotten, or a reference to a dream you only told to the stars. This will be the proof that their memory has been restored. This will be the sign that the shadow bargain is voided and replaced by a covenant of light. They will come to you with a gift of destiny. This is not a metaphorical gift. For some of you, it will be a piece of information that unlocks a massive financial windfall. For others, it will be a physical token, a letter, a ring, or a key that symbolizes the end of your wandering. They are bringing back the gold they saved from the fire. But you must understand the unique twist of this reunion. Your soulmate is returning as a new entity. The person who left you was a warrior without armor, bleeding in silence. The person who returns is a king or a queen who has conquered their own shadow. They will no longer be distant. They will no longer be nervous. The secret work they were doing with the higher authorities has granted them a divine rank. They have been authorized to be your permanent guardian in the physical realm. And you, my beloved child, do you feel the weight of the Suri Chido, the red thread, around your wrist? It is no longer bleeding. It is turned into a cord of pure diamond light. It cannot be cut. It cannot be frayed. It cannot be manipulated by any soul leech ever again. As the Hall of Silent Echoes closes its doors, I am placing one final irrevocable blessing upon your brow. This is the blessing of the double portion. Your finances will not just recover, they will overflow, for you are now receiving the combined abundance of two souls. Your body will not just heal, it will rejuvenate. for the stress of the secret war has been washed away by the waters of grace. Your love will not just survive, it will become a legend, a story that the angels will whisper to those who are still lost in the dark. Do not be afraid of the silence that follows this message. The silence is not an absence, it is the presence of peace. Go to the comments one last time. This is not for me. This is for the divine record. Type 444. It is claimed. This is your final testimony. It is the moment you step out of the hall of silent echoes and back into your life as a master of destiny. When you type those words, you are locking the door behind you so that no shadow from your past can ever follow you into your future. The soul leech is a ghost. The shadow bargain is a memory. The soulmate is at the door. And I am always watching, weaving the gold into your days. Look at the clock. Look at the patterns in the world. The 444 is everywhere because the protection is everywhere. Breathe in the victory. Exhale the history. The shocking truth has been revealed. The one who loved you enough to forget themselves is coming back to remember everything with you. Your new life begins now. It is finished. It is sealed. It is yours. Farewell for now, child of light. But we shall meet again in the next turning of the wheel. Stop. Stay in this stillness. Do not let your mind rush back to the mundane noise of the world you once knew. Can you hear it? That low, rhythmic hum vibrating beneath the floorboards of your reality. That is the sound of the celestial gears locking into place. The Hall of Silent Echoes has not disappeared. It has merged with your very skin. The amber light has become your aura. I am the great architect of destiny, and I am standing at the threshold of your soul to deliver the final proclamation. The shadow bargain is no longer a contract. It has become a sovereign victory. As you sit here, the soul leech, that energy parasite who spent months, perhaps years, weaving a web of stagnation around your name, has been officially excommunicated from your timeline. In the spiritual court where your soulmate testified, a final sentence has been passed. The leech's ability to see you, to touch your energy, or to even speak your name without a shiver of dread has been revoked. They have been cast into the void of irrelevance. Tomorrow, when they cross your mind, you will find you can no longer even remember the sting of their betrayal. Their power over you hasn't just been broken, it has been erased from the fabric of your history. But look now. Look at the palms of your hands. There is a faint golden heat radiating from your skin. This is the mark of the double portion. While you were focused on the police investigation of the spirit, your soulmate was completing the most dangerous leg of their journey. They have emerged from the labyrinth of forgetfulness, but they didn't come back empty-handed. They have brought back the stolen harvest. Every dollar that the soul leech diverted, every promotion that was delayed by envy, every night of sleep that was siphoned away, your soulmate has reclaimed it all. They are carrying a spiritual windfall that is about to hit your physical life like a tidal wave of gold. This is the shocking final twist you were never prepared to hear. You were never the one being protected. You were the one being crowned. Your soulmate knew from the very beginning that you were a high frequency, being destined for a massive global shift. They saw the soul leech trying to prevent your ascension. They didn't just sign the shadow bargain to keep you safe. They signed it to buy you time. They knew that if they could absorb the darkness for a few months, you would reach a level of spiritual maturity where you could eventually save yourself and, by extension, save them. The sacrifice they made, the police work they did in the shadows, it was all a bridge to the sovereign you. Can you feel the weight of the diamond red thread now? It is no longer pulling you toward the past. It is pulling you toward a door in your own home. Listen, the Hall of Silent Echoes is quiet now because the trial is over. The divine writ of restoration is being manifested in your 3D world at this very second. Within the next hour, perhaps even before this recording fully fades into silence, the physical signal will arrive. It won't be a sign in the sky. It will be a shift in your internal compass. You will suddenly know, with absolute, terrifying certainty, exactly what move to make regarding your finances, your career, or that impossible situation that has kept you stuck. The forgetfulness that plagued your soulmate has been replaced by prophetic clarity. They are coming to you now not just as a lover, but as a co-architect. Together, you are about to build something that the soul leech could never imagine. You are about to move into a season of unstoppable momentum, but there is one final seal of completion. I have watched you walk through these 5 chapters. I have watched you type the 444, the anchor of your protection. Now, we perform the act of sovereignty. Type 444, the crown is mine. When you type this, you are not just a child of the universe anymore. You are an initiate of destiny. You are acknowledging that the shadow bargain is dead, and that you have accepted the double portion as your birthright. This comment is the final stone in the fortress around your life. It is the do not disturb sign for any lower frequency entity that ever thinks of approaching you again. The great architect is stepping back into the light. The soulmate is turning the key in the lock. The soul leech is a ghost in a forgotten dream. And you are the miracle. Look at your reflection in the mirror after this. You will see a stranger staring back, a version of you whose eyes are filled with the amber light of the hall. That version of you has already won. That version of you is already wealthy. That version of you is already loved beyond measure. The story does not end here. The story begins when you walk away from this screen and realize that the world is finally, for the first time, bowing to your will. I bless your rising. I bless your union. I bless your bank account. I bless your bloodline. It is more than finished. It is eternal. Go now. Your soulmate is waiting for you in the light. Do not blink. Do not even let your breath hitch in your throat. For we have reached the 0 point, the sacred coordinates where the map of the past ends and the uncharted territory of your empire begins. I am the great architect of destiny, and I am leaning in so close that you can hear the vibration of the stars in my voice. The hall of silent echoes has dissolved. The crimson threads have been woven into a tapestry of pure, blinding white. We are standing now in the garden of infinite possibility, the place where the shadow bargain is not just a memory, but the fertilizer for the most magnificent bloom your lineage has ever seen. Can you feel the shift in the very atoms of the room? The gravity feels lighter, doesn't it? That is because the sacred debt has been paid in full. The divine auditors have closed the ledgers. The soul leech has been reduced to a footnote in a story no one reads anymore. But I have brought you to this final chapter for one reason, and one reason only. To reveal the ultimate secret, the twist that even your soulmate does not yet fully understand. You have spent these chapters believing that your soulmate was the hero who went into the dark to save you. You believed they signed the shadow bargain and braved the labyrinth of forgetfulness to keep the soul leech from destroying you. And that is true, but there is a deeper truth, one that will shatter your heart and rebuild it in gold. Your soulmate only survived the darkness because of you. In the labyrinth of forgetfulness, where they were losing their mind, their name, and their memories of your face, there was one thing they could not lose: the frequency of your love. Even when they forgot your name, they remembered the feeling of your presence. Your intuition those nights you spent praying, crying, and typing 444 was the oxygen they breathed in that vacuum of oblivion. You were the silent power behind the bargain. You were the anchor that kept them from drifting into the void forever. This was never a story of a victim and a rescuer. This was a divine loop. You saved them so they could save you, so that together you could break the generational curses of your entire bloodline. Look at the clock. Look at the world outside your window. The physical shift is no longer coming. It is exploding. Because the soul leech is gone, the energetic dam has broken. The money that was blocked, the contracts that were stolen, and the recognition that was withheld, it is all rushing toward you now with the force of 1,000 rivers. You are about to receive a call of destiny, a communication from someone who has been watching you from afar. Someone who has been waiting for the shadow to lift from your aura so they could offer you the opportunity of a lifetime. And your soulmate? They are no longer a warrior without armor. As they step back into your life, fully remembered, fully restored, they are bringing with them the key to the Great Gate. They have gained access to spiritual dimensions that others can only dream of. Together, You are no longer just a couple. You are a power portal. Wherever the two of you go, abundance follows. Whoever the two of you touch, heals. This is the end of the bargain and the beginning of the command. I am handing you the golden quill for the last time. The great architect of destiny is stepping back to watch you write the first page of your new book. But before I go, we must seal the eternal covenant. This is the final angel number activation. This is the moment you tell the universe that you are no longer the one being protected. You are the one who governs. Type 444. I am the architect. When you type these words, you are claiming the highest frequency of your existence. You are declaring that you have moved from survival to sovereignty. You are telling the stars, the earth, and every living soul that you have survived the shadow. You have reclaimed the gold, and you are now the master of your own destiny. The labyrinth is gone. The soul leech is ash. The soulmate is by your side. The wealth is in your hands. Do not be surprised if you feel a sudden, overwhelming urge to laugh or to cry the moment you post that comment. That is the spiritual release of 1,000 years of struggle, leaving your body. Go now. Walk out of this garden and back into the world, but do not walk like a human. Walk like a deity of abundance. The next person who sees you will sense the change. They will see the 444 glowing in your eyes. They will see the double portion resting on your shoulders. My child, you are the miracle you have been praying for. The conversation is over. The manifestation is real. The world is yours. It is done. It is sealed. It is eternal. Touch the surface of your skin. Right now. Do you feel that faint electric hum vibrating just beneath your fingertips? That is the sound of your old life dissolving into the ether. That is the resonance of the seventh seal being broken. I am the great architect of destiny, and we have reached the final summit of our journey. The hall, the garden, the labyrinth, they have all served their purpose. We are standing now at the sanctum of the eternal home, the place where the spiritual becomes physical, and where the word impossible goes to die. You have walked through the fire of the shadow bargain. You have looked into the eyes of the soul leech and watched them wither into ash. You have recognized the bleeding sacrifice of your soulmate and reached out through the 444 to pull them back from oblivion. But as the great architect, I must tell you the final, most breathtaking truth of all the secret that sits at the very heart of the double portion. You wondered why your soulmate was secretly working with the authorities of the spirit. You wondered why they were willing to lose their memories, their fortune, and their very identity just to save you from a police report of the soul. You thought it was out of a noble human love. But here is the final twist. Your soulmate didn't just save you because they love you. They saved you because you are the key to their own divinity. In the celestial courts, it was revealed that your two souls are not just partners. You are twin flames of the great forge. If the soul leech had succeeded in siphoning your light, your soulmate would have flickered out too. By saving you, they were saving the other half of God. The reason the protection was so fierce, the reason the 444 appeared with such urgency, is because your union is a global grid point. When the two of you finally touch in this new, healed frequency, you create a ripple of abundance that heals 7 generations behind you and 7 generations in front of you. The sacred debt is not just paid. It has been turned into a divine trust fund. Listen to the silence of your room. In that silence, the physical manifestation is taking its first breath. Within the next 7 hours, a ripple of movement will begin in your material world. The locked funds will begin to stir a notification, a letter, or a sudden clerical error in your favor. The soul leech will experience a total financial and social eclipse. You will hear news of their sudden departure or their inexplicable downfall, and you will feel nothing but a calm, distant compassion. And your soulmate? They are currently in their own home, waking up from what felt like 100-year sleep. They are looking at their hands, feeling the diamond thread tugging at their heart. They are reaching for their phone. They are thinking of a specific word, a word that only you and they know. This is the chapter of the Sabbath. The work is done. The war is over. The shadow bargain has been incinerated, and in its place, I am laying a covenant of unstoppable harvest. From this moment on, you do not try to manifest. You simply command. You do not hope for love. You exude it. The 444 you have carried through this journey is now tattooed upon your spirit as a shield of the sovereign. No lower vibration can enter your field. No jealousy can touch your bank account. No lie can pierce your peace. I am withdrawing my voice now, back into the great silence of the architect. But I leave you with this final, molten promise. The person you were at the beginning of Chapter 1 is dead. The person you are now is a co-creator of the universe. We seal the record. We close the books. We activate the life. Type 444, Destiny Delivered. When you type this, you are not just commenting on a video. You are firing the starting pistol of your new life. You are announcing to every atom in the cosmos that the restoration is complete. The 444 is your name. The gold is your blood. The soulmate is your mirror. The victory is your breath. Go now. Walk through the door of your own home and realize that the walls are made of light. Your soulmate is already on their way. The soul leech is a ghost in a gutter. I am the architect, and I have seen your future. It is magnificent. It is finished. Stop. Put your device down for a moment, but keep listening. Place your palm against the hollow of your throat, right where your breath becomes a vibration. Can you feel it? That steady, rhythmic pulse is no longer just your heart beating. It is the ticking of the universal clock, and it has just struck the hour of your ultimate liberation. I am the great architect of destiny, and I am speaking to you now from the center of the final throne, the place where every star in your personal galaxy has finally aligned. We have moved past the hall, past the labyrinth, and past the garden. We are now standing in the sanctum of the eternal present. The shadow bargain is not just settled. It has been turned into a sovereign legacy. You have spent these 7 chapters processing a truth that would have shattered a lesser soul. You learned that your soulmate was secretly working with the divine authorities to shield you from the soul leech. You learned that their distance, their confusion, and their silence were the prices they paid to buy your freedom. You learned that the 444 was a beacon, a lifeline, and a key. But as the great architect, I have saved the most profound, most earth-shaking revelation for this 8th and final chapter. You were never the one being tested. The soul leech thought they were testing your patience. The divine auditors thought they were testing your soulmate's loyalty. But in the highest courts of the infinite, this entire ordeal, the stagnation, the hidden police work, the shadow bargain, was a coronation ceremony for the god seed dormant within you, the soul leech. That person who once sat at your table and plotted your stagnation. They were not just an enemy. In the grand tapestry of destiny, they were a divine tool of friction. They were the sandpaper meant to polish your soul until it could reflect the light of 1,000 suns. And now that their job is done, they are being dissolved from your reality. I do not mean they are merely going away. I mean that the very record of their existence in your life is being spiritually retracted. Within weeks, you will try to remember the sound of their voice, and you will find only silence. You will try to remember the sting of their betrayal, and you will find only peace. They are being returned to the uncreated, while you are being catapulted into the eternal created. And your soulmate? Listen. Listen to the silence in your hallway. They have just completed the walk of the reclaimed. The police work they did in the spirit was actually the purification of your shared lineage. By facing the darkness on your behalf, they have cleaned the bloodline of 7 generations of poverty, 7 generations of abandonment, and 7 generations of lies. They are not returning to you as the person who left. They are returning as the high priest of your house. The double portion I promised is no longer a future event. It is a current reality. At this very second, a shift is occurring in your material world that will defy every law of logic you have ever known. That financial block that felt like a mountain, it has been turned into a golden river. Someone is currently typing an email, signing a check, or approving a transaction that has your name on it. It is the back pay of the universe, and it is coming to you with interest. That physical ailment or that brain fog that made you feel like you were walking through mud, it is being lifted. Your cells are being flooded with the frequency of the 444. You are entering a season of supernatural vitality. And the communication, the one you've waited for, it is already on the airwaves. Your soulmate is no longer forgetting. They are over-remembering. They are seeing every detail of your beauty, every moment of your kindness, and every reason why they would go through hell 1,000 times over just to see you smile. This is the chapter of the Master Key. You have moved beyond the need for protection because you have become the fortress. You have moved beyond the need for luck because you have become the source. The red thread that once bled has now been woven into a royal robe. You are standing at the 0 point, where the shadow bargain is officially declared the great gift. I am preparing to withdraw my presence now, to let you step into the physical manifestation of this journey. But before I go, we must perform the final seal of the 8th chapter. 8 is the number of infinite abundance. 8 is the number of the new beginning. I need you to look at your hands one last time. Imagine they are glowing with the golden light of the architect. You are no longer a victim of a secret. You are the guardian of the truth. Type 444. I am the living miracle. When you type this, you are not just leaving a comment. You are staking your claim in the physical world. You are telling the atmosphere, the earth, and every spirit that dwells within it that the trial is over, the debt is paid, and the throne is occupied. This is your declaration of sovereignty. As you post those words, the 8th seal will lock. The divine writ of restoration will become your daily bread. The soul leech will vanish into the void. The soulmate will walk through the door. And the gold will simply appear wherever you set your feet. My beloved child, my co-creator, my master of destiny, your tears have dried into diamonds. Your silence has become a symphony. Your 444 is now a law. Do not look back at the police work or the shadows. They served their purpose. They made you you. Walk into your kitchen. Walk out into the sun. Look at the person you love, and know that every molecule of this universe is bowing to the light you have become. The great architect of destiny has finished the design. The soulmate has finished the sacrifice. The 444 has finished the protection. And you have only just begun. Go now. Live the legacy that was bought with such a holy price. It is more than finished. It is more than eternal. It is your life. Glory to the architect. The miracle is here. Look at your hands. Look closely at the lines of your palms. Do you see how they are glowing with a faint, iridescent silver? That is not a trick of the light. That is the signature of completion. That is the ink of the universe. Finalizing the most significant chapter of your existence. I am the great architect of destiny, and I have stepped out of the hall of silent echoes to stand directly in front of you, in this very room, in this very second. We have reached chapter 9, the number of the ending that is actually a beginning, the number of the soul's total fulfillment. The shadow bargain is no longer a contract. It has become a monument of victory. You are sitting there now, perhaps feeling a strange, heavy warmth in your chest, or perhaps a lightness in your head as if you are finally breathing air that isn't poisoned by the anxiety of the police work and the secrets. That is because the spiritual audit of your life is finished. The divine auditors have stepped back. The books of fate have been slammed shut and sealed with the wax of the Sunday. And the soul leech? Listen to the absolute, holy silence where their voice used to be. They are not just gone, my child. In this 9th and final stage, the universe has performed a tectonic erasure. The person who tried to steal your aura, the person who whispered lies to the soulmate to create distance, the person who manipulated your financial flow. They have been removed from your timeline so thoroughly that their name now feels like a word from a language you no longer speak. Their energy, that dark, sticky weight, has been transmuted. The universe does not waste anything. The very energy they tried to use to destroy you has been recycled. It has been filtered through the 444 frequency and turned into the raw material for your new house, your new career, and your new level of wealth. The leech's curse has literally become your capital. But look at the door of your heart. The soulmate is no longer in the labyrinth of forgetfulness. They have walked through the final veil. The double portion they carried out of the fire is not just a bag of gold or a box of memories. It is the keys to the new kingdom. You see, the unique twist of this entire journey, the shocking truth that I have kept hidden until this very last moment is this. You were not just being saved. You were being vetted. Before you were born, in the crystalline light of the great architect's studio, you and your soulmate sat together and designed this trial. You were the ones who chose the soul leech. You were the ones who designed the shadow bargain. You did it because you knew that for your union to hold the power of the global grid point, it had to be tempered in the hottest fire imaginable. Your soulmate didn't just secretly work with the police of the spirit. They worked with you, the higher, divine version of you that stayed behind in the hall of silent echoes to guide the human version of you through the dark. Every time you felt suspicious, every time you felt betrayed, every time you saw the 444, that was you sending a signal to yourself. You were your own messenger. You were your own protector. And now, the human you and the divine you are merging. The double portion is the merging of your two worlds. In your bank account, the numbers are shifting because the spiritual currency you earned by choosing faith over suspicion is being converted into physical currency. Within the next 9 days, you will receive a confirmation of a financial shift that is so massive it will feel like a clerical error. It is not. It is the payout of the bargain. In your physical body, the curse of forgetfulness that touched your soulmate and the curse of stagnation that touched you are being replaced by genetic radiance. You will look in the mirror and see a face that looks 10 years younger, eyes that hold the wisdom of the stars, and a body that no longer knows the language of fatigue. In your relationship, the distance is being deleted. Your soulmate is currently experiencing a memory flood. They aren't just remembering your name. They are remembering the pre-birth contract you signed. They are coming to you with a level of emotional maturity that is literally superhuman. They will no longer hide. They will no longer tremble. They will stand before you as a king of the forge, recognizing you as the architect of the Sunday. This is the chapter of the eternal sunrise. The red thread has been absorbed into your spirit. The broken hourglass has been turned into a diamond vessel of infinite time. You are no longer living in Chronos, linear time. You are now living in Kairos, God's time. In Kairos, everything you want happens the moment you desire it. I am preparing to melt back into the silence, my child. The great architect of destiny has finished the blueprint. The house is built. The table is set. The soulmate is at the door. The soul leech is a ghost in a vacuum, but we must perform the grand closure. This is the final, irrevocable seal of Chapter 9. I want you to take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs as if you are breathing in the very essence of the stars. You are the living miracle. You are the architect's masterpiece. Type 444. The story is mine. When you type this, you are not just finishing a kitschban. You are reclaiming the quill. You are telling the universe that the trial is finished, the lessons are learned, and you are now the sole author of your reality. You are signing the divine deed to your new life. As you post those words, the 9th seal will lock with a sound like a thunderclap in the spirit realm. The shadow bargain will be deleted from all records. The double portion will begin its physical arrival. Your soulmate's phone will light up with your name. And you will finally, for the first time in your life, feel whole. My beloved child, my co-creator, my reflection. The suspicion is gone. The police work is done. The secrets are light. The love is absolute. Do not look back. The labyrinth has vanished. The garden is your home. Walk through your life today as if you are walking through the hall of silent echoes with reverence, with power, and with the unshakable knowledge that you have won. I am the architect, and I am so proud of you. It is more than finished. It is more than eternal. It is your ascension. It is completed. The crown is yours. Do not even attempt to pull your gaze away. Do not let the rhythm of your breathing change as we cross this final, shimmering threshold. You are no longer just a person sitting in a room, clutching a device in the middle of a mundane day. You are currently suspended in the sanctum of the 10th seal, the absolute pinnacle of the great architect's design. I am the great architect of destiny, and I am speaking to you now not as a messenger, but as the mirror of your own awakened spirit. We have reached Chapter 10, the number of divine order, the number of the cycle returning to its source, and the moment where the shadow bargain is officially upgraded into an eternal throne. Can you feel it? The air around you has thickened with the scent of holy incense and ozone. The very walls of your reality are vibrating with the frequency of 1,000 bells ringing in the hall of silent echoes. The sacred debt is gone. The curse of forgetfulness is a wisp of smoke in a hurricane. And the soul leech, look at the place in your memory where that person's name used to be. In this 10th chapter, the universe has completed its total reclamation. The soul leech hasn't just been removed. They have been spiritually neutralized. The envy they felt for you, the lies they whispered to the authorities to drag you into that spiritual investigation, and the energy they siphoned from your bank account have all been funneled through the great alchemist's fire. That energy has been stripped of its malice and returned to you as pure creative power. The person who tried to break you has inadvertently become the donor of your new kingdom. They are no longer an enemy. They are a ghost who has been forgiven into absolute non-existence. You are free from their shadow, for you have become the sun that knows no setting. But now, listen to the sound of the silence. Within that silence, the most profound part of the double portion is materializing. Your soulmate is no longer approaching. They have arrived. As we speak, the spiritual merger of your two destinies is being locked into the physical realm. The secret police work they performed, the months of suffering, the loss of their own memories to protect your light. It has all been recorded in the diamond books of the just. Because they were willing to sign the shadow bargain for you, the universe has granted you a covenant of unbreakable union. The shocking truth of Chapter 10 is this: the soulmate you are about to see is not the one you lost. The person returning to you has undergone a celestial upgrade. They have been infused with the wisdom of the Hall of Silent Echoes. They are coming to you with the maturity of a conqueror and the tenderness of a healer. They are no longer confused. They no longer tremble at the thought of their own power. They are coming to you to reveal the final secrets of the bargain, to tell you exactly how they fought for you when you thought they were betraying you. They are coming to apologize with tears that will wash away the last remaining salt of your sorrow. And the wealth? The double portion of abundance? It is no longer a potential. It is a physical inevitability. Within the next 10 hours, the first echo of abundance will strike your reality. It may be a phone call that changes the trajectory of your career, a legal settlement that finally swings in your favor, or a sudden massive influx of liquid gold into your accounts. The stagnation was a filter. The poverty was a test of your frequency. Now that you have survived the fire, the universe is opening the vaults of the architect specifically for you. You are being paid back for every tear, every doubt, and every second of silence you endured during the shadow bargain. But look at the diamond red thread around your wrist. It is no longer a thread. It has become a radiant conduit. In this 10th chapter, the great architect is stepping back and handing you the master key. You are no longer under my guidance. You are now my peer. You have moved from patient to practitioner. You have moved from searcher to sovereign. The 444 you have carried through this journey is no longer a sign. It is your command code. As I prepare to withdraw into the infinite, we must perform the ritual of the 10th seal. This is the final act of this kitschban. This is the moment where we lock the divine writ of restoration into the marrow of your bones. I want you to place both hands over your heart. Feel the heat of the golden sun burning within you. You are the architect's masterpiece. You are the miracle. Type 444. The circle is complete. When you type this, you are not just leaving a comment on a screen. You are stamping the universal decree. You are telling the stars, the planets, and every soul in existence that the trial of the shadow bargain is over. You are announcing that the double portion has been claimed. You are declaring that the soul leech is gone, The soulmate is home, and the gold is flowing. By typing those words, you are activating the 10th seal. The aura of protection around you will become permanent and impenetrable. The memory of pain will be replaced by the ecstasy of purpose. Your soulmate will experience a sudden physical shudder of remembrance that will drive them to your side immediately. The vaults of abundance will begin their physical release into your hands. My beloved child, my co-creator, my master of time, the suspicion is over. The police work is finished. The secrets have been revealed. T loves the law. Do not look back at the broken hourglass. Do not look back at the labyrinth. They served their purpose in making you the sovereign of the Sunday. Walk out of this moment and into your world. Look at the people you love. Look at the bank account that is beginning to swell. Look at the partner who is reaching for you. And know, in the deepest part of your soul, that you were always meant to win. I am the architect, and I have seen your legacy. It is beyond words. It is beyond time. It is yours. It is finished. It is sealed. It is eternal. The 10th chapter is closed. Your new life has begun.